Well, there's more bad news. As further power cuts are expected this afternoon, Eskom announcing in the last hour that stage 4 load shedding would kick in from 3 o'clock. The power utility says this is due to exceptionally high demand caused by the cold weather. The company started implementing stage 2 load shedding from yesterday. That's been due to the breakdown of further generation units at 7 power stations, we're told. Let's get you more now. Bring in Eskom spokesperson Sikonati Mantshantsha joining us this afternoon from Johannesburg. I believe, Sikonati, it just keeps getting worse with you guys. Why can't you keep the lights on?
I must tell you that nobody at Eskom enjoys even toying with the idea of load shedding. However, this is the last resort in order to make sure that the system does not collapse, to maintain the stability of the system. So we have had these 10 generation units breaking down over the past 2 days. Earlier today and during the night, we managed to recover 4 of those, but another 2 did break down. That, together with the increasingly cold weather, has added another 1,000 megawatts of demand to the system, necessitating the escalation, therefore, of load shedding to stage 4.
Interesting that you are now escalating to stage 4, because just this morning I was reading a report that was an expectation from Eskom's side that some of the broken down units would come back online later today. Has that happened?
Yes, Tembegile, I've just said we successfully returned 4 of those units earlier today. Unfortunately, another 2 that were not in that original 10 did break down during the day, and that is why we have now, together with the now much colder weather this afternoon, we have had to increase the stage of load shedding by another to stage 4. The cold weather alone added another 1,000 megawatts to the demand profile.
Apologies for that, I did miss it. You speak of load shedding, Sikonati, being a last resort. The frustration, though, for South Africans is that this is a last resort that happens all too often.
It's frustration that is totally justified. It's absolutely justified. However, we are where we are at this point. What we can do, Tembekile, is to try and get out of this situation. And we have told the people of South Africa, at least since January, that this situation may persist up until late in 2021. Now and again, we will keep, unfortunately, coming back to the people and asking them to tolerate more load shedding while we are conducting the reliability maintenance that we have previously communicated, and while at the same time we are repairing the design defects at the Medupi and at the Kusile power station. This is how we will get out of load shedding, hopefully late into 2021.
But if load shedding is a last resort, Sikonati, let's go back a few steps and talk about what else is being done on the days that we don't get load shedding and the other options that avoid this frustrating situations where businesses, for example, that we've been speaking to are saying, well, we're trying to pick up business, but as we try, we're now having to deal with the old problem of load shedding, and they don't seem to have a feeling that much else is happening to prevent the situation.
The reality indeed is that it will not take 1 or 5 days or even 2 months to repair and to fix what has been broken, particularly over the past 10 years. As you will know, it's a lot easier to break things down than it is to repair or to build them. We are unfortunately now in this situation where we all are. All we can do is present a plan to the people of South Africa, a plan that has been approved by the shareholder and the government, which seeks to drag us slowly, unfortunately, out of the system by conducting these repairs, first to the 2 power stations at Medupi and Kusile, which are themselves delayed. Earlier this year, we told the people of South Africa that Unit 3 of the Medupi power station is now finally operating at full capacity, where it delivers the full 800 megawatts. That happened after an outage of 75 days, where you had to switch off the machine and do some work on the boiler. You have now to do all of that on the 6 units, where you have to switch it off for 75 days each. At this very point, there are 2 units that are undergoing the same repairs. By November this year, all of Medupi will be performing at full capacity for the first time. It will give South Africa the full 4,800 megawatts. Then you move on to do exactly the same at the Kusile power station, where again all 6 units each have to be switched down for 75 days and conduct the design repairs. This is something that happened during the design and the building of the power station. It takes that long, unfortunately, and at the same time we are conducting the mid-life refurbishment on the rest of the fleet, which we have now everybody can see that it is indeed unreliable and volatile, all the power stations. This work will take us through, unfortunately, late into 2021 to be able to say we have successfully managed to see the back of load shedding.
Quick final one. Is the expectation then that we're going to deal with load shedding until the weekend, and will it stay at stage 4?
We will deal with load shedding for the rest of the week, including the weekend. What may change, Tembegile, is the stage of load shedding. And as the weather outside gets warmer, we hope the next change will be down a step or two of load shedding. But definitely we will be load shedding throughout the week and the weekend.
Eskom spokesperson Sikonati Manjanja, thank you so much for being on ENCA.